Hey everybody, and welcome to Leia's Lair. In this episode, I'll be going over how exactly a lightsaber works in Legends. If you're enjoying the videos, please give them a like and subscribe to the channel so I can continue making them for you. To begin, the hilt of a standard lightsaber was typically between 24 and 30 centimeters long, but this could be changed depending on the stature and preference of the wielder. All the mechanics of the lightsaber were contained in the hilt. At the bottom of the hilt there was a pommel cap that could be used to house a backup power source. Within the hilt, high levels of energy were generated by a diatium power cell. Diatium was used for a variety of reasons. The first was because it was a fairly common mineral that was easy to mine. On top of that, when used as a power cell, it was able to store huge amounts of energy. After being generated by the diatium power cell, the high levels of energy were converted to plasma after moving through a group of focusing lenses and energizers. When the blade was not in contact with another object, the plasma would be recycled per se by an energy field back into the power cell. This is why lightsabers rarely needed to be recharged. If the wielder wanted to increase the power of the lightsaber, they could either modify the diatium cell, which was extremely dangerous, or they could install a discharge energy cell into the hilt of the saber. Also positioned in the hilt around the power cell was a power insulator. It was typically made out of non-conductive material and protected the wielder from electrocution that could be generated in the hilt. After being converted, the plasma would move through the lightsaber crystals where it would become focused. The number of crystals used varied. Only one was needed for the saber to work, however having 3 was the most ideal. The crystals were responsible for the individual properties of the blade, such as the color, and they allowed for an adjustment of its length as well as its power output. After being focused by the crystals, the plasma would move through the emitter matrix that contained the beam through a magnetic grip. An interesting fact about the emitter matrix is that if it were inverted, the ignition of the saber would cause it to explode. But anyways, back to the mechanics. Within this emitter matrix existed a group of field energizers and modulation circuitry that focused the plasma further. At this point, the plasma would actually be a substantial blade that was emitted from the blade emitter. The blade typically reached about 1 meter in length and was activated by a button. Certain lightsabers contained knobs that allowed for an adjustment of the blade length. The length of the blade was restricted by the blade containment field back to the negatively charged fissure ringing the emitter. Here it was sent back to the power cell by a superconductor. At this point, the circuit was complete. Interesting to note is that this containment field is what is responsible for the awesome lightsaber battles we see. It allows the blades of the lightsabers to come into contact with one another instead of just passing through. And there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. What did you think about this video? Let us know down below in the comment section. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more great videos to come. We hope to see you all again in Leia's Lair.
You are not a Jedi yet.